Hello everyone. So it's been a while since we've had a video up, and that's just because I didn't really have anything to do, but today I got stuff to do. So I will be working on the white 280Z today. So I've been driving around and it's been working great so far. I'll give you guys a quick startup. I just got back from driving it earlier. So yeah, starts right up, idle's good. There's all the little info. And the idle sounds pretty sweet with that 272 cam. Like you can just like feel this going through you. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, there it is. So I know this car runs good, everything works. So now I'm actually going to start working on tucking the wiring harness, because right now this is just like a universal harness, right? It still has these two extra injector plugs, which is made for V8. I don't need that. I also don't like this plastic harness cover, and yeah, there's just stuff everywhere. This could be a lot cleaner. Let's take a look from the other side. Yeah, there's all my fan wiring stuff. But that's all gonna be cleaned up today. So the stuff that I got, so let's start with this. This is harness wrap. Looks a lot cleaner, fire resistant, and chemical resistant. We got 3 different sizes. So we got wiring harness tape, regular electrical tape, a couple of like harness clamps, and some heat shrink. So let's get started. Now as for tools, you don't need a whole lot. I got some cutters here, crimpers, stripper, razor blade, and a heat gun. Now let's head back over to the car. So I guess what I'm going to start with is I'm just going to start taking off all this stuff here, this plastic stuff, and then routing it how I like, and then go from there. Okay, one last look at the harness. So this, I don't like this because the colors are showing. Yeah. And all that down there. Okay, now let's get started. Okay, so this is what I'm left with after removing all the plastic sleeving. So wires are kind of everywhere. It looks intimidating at first, but it's really not that many wires. Here's all the sleeving that I removed. And I did actually cut out the 2 extra injector plugs. I don't ever plan on converting this thing to a V8, so didn't need that. So now we can work out the lengths of the wires. So these are actually too long. These are too short, and this is too long. So basically all the wires are too long except for these 2 injector plugs. So now I kind of got to work out where I want to put the map sensor and stuff. Alright, first thing I want to work on is the injector wiring. So set everything to the side, and now I gotta mount the main harness And I'm gonna be using this one. I'm gonna move these grounds to somewhere else. But basically, the main harness goes there. And then all the injectors will go under the intake and then up to the injectors. Okay, so I routed the injector wires under the intake right here, but now I'm actually a little worried that it's too close to the headers right there and that it may burn it. So now I'm considering, what if I move this whole harness and then just have it run along right up here and then just goes on straight to the fuel rail. I think that would look much cleaner and there'd be no risk of burning up the wires. So I'm going to try that out and see how it goes. Alright, routed this way is way better than before. So we got the injectors, just or the injector harness just right up on top of the fuel rail here. And then it runs along the firewall. Then we got the OEM wire clips here. And then just goes down here. And that also slims down the main wiring harness. And not only that, the injector harness won't kind of just like be in the middle right here, and it also should be safe from the headers. So I like this. Not too bad. I got them all made to length. They're not perfect, but it should be good enough, I guess. So now I'm just gonna pull this off and start wrapping it up. Unfortunately, I didn't buy a big enough size for all these wires, but I'll just use this harness tape here. Okay, now this is when things start to get really cleaned up. So I'm putting in all this new, I don't know what you call it, harness wrap, I guess. And it kind of just goes on. So these are split. You can kind of see that you can just slide them right over, and then it curls over it. And then I'm putting harness tape every couple inches so it doesn't unravel itself. But look at that. Looks so much more tidy. Alright, let's do the rest of the injectors. Okay, so that's the injector harness all done. And this looks, man, it's so much better. Now I started working a little bit on the other part of the harness, and you can see it's slimmed down now. And I can actually use the harness that I had, or the harness wrap that I had. So I just got to deal with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more sections of wire. Then it should be all done. Okay, finally the harness is all redone. So here's the injector harness, and then it runs along the firewall back here, goes down there, and then here's the harness for all the engine sensors. So we got the map here, TPS, engine coolant temp sensor going over there, and then this is the intake air temp, which I got right there. Yeah, this is so much cleaner. Like, it almost looks like there's no wires in here. Well, actually, let's make sure this thing starts up first. Hopefully it does. And it does. Sweet. Looks like everything's working. Yeah. So yeah, there it is running. No Bluetooth harness here. And then here's all the stuff that I removed from the harness. Yes. So that's all I'm gonna do for tonight. It's probably gonna be the same video, but tomorrow morning I wanna wrap up the body harness part. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay, so it's the next day, and it is very bright outside. You can barely see this. But the engine harness is done. We did that yesterday, and now I want to start working on the body harness. So all this harness down here. Okay, now I got this harness done, and it looks way better. So I only did the parts that I added on, so like the cooling fan and stuff. And eventually I want to redo the OEM body harness. Like, I don't know what these wires are. They don't seem to plug into anything, so I want to delete all that stuff. But for now, a little more tidy, cleaner, especially the engine harness. Yes, especially like this. Nice and clean. I kind of messed up though, because this little blue wire here should have been inside of this. So I have to redo that and at another time. And now that I think about it, I kind of wish that I routed the TPS and the coolant temp sensor with the injector harness, because they all just plug in like right here. It would have been cleaner. This wire wouldn't have been hanging here, but oh well. So that's where I'm going to end the video. I've never done any wiring work like as much as this. I mean, this was a pre-made harness, so basically I just had to reroute things and shorten stuff. So it wasn't that bad, but still, I've never done anything like that. So I think this turned out pretty good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing the 280Z's engine bay just transform. I mean, if you remember, this used to be maroon. There was wires everywhere. It was dusty. But I mean, look at it now. Huge difference. So I don't have any other plans for the Z right now. I'm just gonna drive it. Next year, I do want to paint the car, but that's a next year thing. So,
wow. Dang.
Yours is next, huh?
It's gonna be even better.
It will be, because I learned a lot doing this.
See? Guinea pig.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna drive the Z. Yeah, anything else to say?
Not bad. So contact this guy for wiring work, huh?
No, this took me like 6 hours. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.